Alright everyone, we're going to do the tiger next, and I know that seems like a very daunting task, but it's actually easier than it looks. There's just some steps you need to take before you get to it, and so we're just going to dive right in. Before I start, it is very important that you remember never to dip a sponge into the water bucket, because that makes the sponge super wet and you won't be able to get enough paint on there, and it's going to be really drippy and streaky. So just avoid that. If you're going to dip anything in the water bucket, it has to be the brushes, never the sponges, okay? For the tiger has a white snout, muzzle type thing, and white over the eyebrows, and so we always keep a separate sponge for the white. Remember, same concept as the brushes, so that it doesn't get mixed and muddy or anything like that. So we're gonna go right for it. And hi, little girl, again. You wiped your face off, didn't you? Oh man, that happens a lot actually.
I want to be a tiger.
This time, all right. So what kind of colors would you like?
Tiger.
Tiger colors.
Yes.
So the yellows and oranges.
Tigers are orange.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yep. You know so much about tigers. I am so happy you're here.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Paint my
all
face.
Right, I will. Okay, so we got our white sponge. It's a clean sponge, pretty. We're gonna wet our white cake. Get a lot of white paint on our sponge, and we're gonna start. Let's see if we got it here. Tilt it down. I like to start with above the eyebrows. You're gonna do basically a triangle shape to get these cat-like features. So it's kind of like a triangle over on the top of the eye.
You're talking quiet again.
He says I'm talking quietly. I'm sorry. I'm trying.
I'm trying to help.
You know you are. Above the eye again, over on this side.
I mean, how many opportunities do you have to shout directly in my face?
Oh. Not directly at your face. Behind your back, probably.
Yay.
Work my back stock. Alright, so we got above the eyes. Now, this is where the features are going to come in really into play, is above on the upper lip is really important. You just follow the line that the cheeks make, and above the mouth there. Even if a little bit comes out this way, it's fine. You just want to make sure you get on top of the lip. There we go. And you're going to follow the line for their chin underneath, like that. Follow these lines right there. All the way down. Okay, now this is the next step. Always start with white and work your way down, bright colors to dark colors. So in this case, we start with white, yellow, and then orange. Always start with your brightest colors, your lightest colors first. Now we're going to go with our yellow. For that, you're going to cover this entire section in yellow. You're going to just go for it. You may need to get a lot more paint at this point. All the way around inside the eyes. Remember to tell them to close their eyes just for a second. It'll be over quick. All around their nose. And just kind of stop midway down their cheek. Like that. A little bit down. There we go. Now the orange. The orange is going to cover the rest of their face. Now you can go up to their hairline and maybe just stop a little bit before you get to their ear. You don't want to go too far. It's not really necessary to cover the entire face. I like to blend at this point a little bit. Even do a little streaky motion to kind of blend the orange and the yellow. Again over Try not to cover the white so much because you want to keep that shape, but try and blend it with the yellow. Go underneath there just a little bit. You can even go under the chin there. That's fine. But now we have our tiger colors. Sometimes if you miss a spot, don't worry, you can go back. Miss the nose there. You don't have to go underneath the nose because you'll see in a second why. But there we got our tiger colors. Now we grab our handy dandy black brush. Make sure you load it up, like fill it up with paint fairly well. But don't get it too wet because if it does drip, it's gonna drip, it's gonna look weird. You don't want it to drip. I like to start with the white on the top of the eyes. You're gonna just outline it like that. Kind of like their ears. And then I like to come into the corner of their eye, turn your face this way, and give it a little bit of a C shape like this. Because cats have that line that kind of comes down their nose. Kind of starts to shape your nose. And then the tiger stripes. I like to start at the eyelash line. Bring it out like this. Now if you were at the workshop, remember the line work that we were doing on our arms? You start thin, you push down on your brush and you bring it up. That's what we were practicing for these tiger lines. You start thin, push down, and you start back up. And it gives it a really nice, like clear tiger stripe. Now this is where it's important not to get your brush too wet, because if it is too wet and it kind of condenses in one spot, it's going to start to drip and it looks funny. I like to make different shapes or different lengths of lines to kind of give it a dynamic look like that. Before we go to the other side, we cover the entire bottom of the nose. Because then now they really start to look like a cat. Not too high. You don't want to cover their entire, like, little, the bottom part of their nose too much. Just the very bottom. Don't worry about the bottom of their nose, like underneath. It's a really, sorry, it's an airplane. Are you okay? Are you awake?
Yep.
The bottom part of their nose and their upper lip is a really sensitive spot for people, so just kind of be careful with them kind of jerking back or like shaking their head.
Do you want me to pretend?
Do you want to pretend? Yeah. Oh, it's okay. You're gonna just stay still. All right. We're gonna do the snout part, which I like to follow their lip and their expression line like this. The same on the other side. And you're gonna connect the nose to their lip.
It's
Another airplane. What the heck? Isn't there like regulations for flying too close? I don't know. You're gonna connect their nose to their lip in a triangular shape like that. There we go. Some people might want whiskers, or some people may want a cat as opposed to a tiger. For the whiskers on a tiger, I just do dots. But if they just want a cat, I do lines from those dots. They won't, it'll look more like a cat that way without the stripes on the side. There you go. Very simple. You're just hinting at the fact that there's whiskers. And now we go to the other side. start thin, push your brush in and pull out. There you go. A smaller one, in and out. There we go. Now, the picture that I have shows our tiger with teeth, with canines, sharp teeth. I do a line at the bottom of the lip and just do a little triangle shape that comes together at a tip, at a curved tip like this. Curve it down and out like that. Give them teeth. Like. Almost done. I like to give the chin of the tiger a bit of hair, so I bring the brush, start at the bottom and bring it up. Gives it a little bit more of the fur look to the tiger. Like that. Now, some tigers have lines in the top of their forehead, so I like to kind of bring it down, work from a center line, and then work your way out. Doesn't have to be specific, it just has to look like lines. And then if you're feeling up for it, you just kind of make little lines on the inside like this to give it more fur. Kind of bring everything together. But that's it. Remember to do the other line at the other side. There you go. And that's pretty much it. Now, for girls, sometimes you can do, if you're like when you do your actual eyeliner makeup, you can even go underneath the eye. Here, open your eye for a second. Just a little bit underneath to give it that like makeup eye. But sometimes boys look better without it. But you can do it. The more lines there are, like in like the that facial area or that eye area, I feel like it looks more tiger-like. But then that's it. You can add white dots to it. To give it a little bit more of like just more details. Not too much. You don't want to overdo it. But that's basically it. Get a little closer. Bring your face this way. Just showing basic lines, and that's your tiger. All right, bye.